Bottom left, I'm opening very wide in these positions as chip leader, close to the bubble with 3 short stacks. Bottom right, continuing to isolate when players limp their small blind. As you can see, they even fold to these little raises shallow stacked. Queen 5 top middle, I go for some thin value and protection and take it down. Then next hand, I go for the 3 big blind open again from the small blind. Villain will be folding a ton here given he's second in chips. With 7-6 suited bottom right and c-betting small for protection primarily, but if shoved on, I'd be priced in. King 3 suited is close top middle, but the current stack distribution and the positions at the table really favour me, so I'm going to be passing on marginal calls of all-ins like this. Then 10-2 top middle, another nice snap fold from the big blind. Bottom left, the 3 players behind me are all really short and incentivized to try to outlast each other, so I steal very wide indeed. And then the next hand I'm opening 8-7 off for similar reasons. I open any 2 cards top middle on the button, fire out a tiny c-bet and take it down. With 8-7 suited bottom right, I think I'd be better served using this hand as a limp or a min raise. It's profitable but too marginal to shove here, but thankfully I don't get punished. Ace-3 suited top middle is a bit too profitable to pass up, I think. And then top middle, I shove 9-7 offsuit, which is okay, but again, I would prefer a non-all-in raise as it's just too marginal of a shove. 7-5 bottom left, I try another little steal, but unfortunately it doesn't work. And then 10-3 off top middle, I opened and got called by the small blind, who then shoves the flop. It seems very unlikely that the villain would shove a king or better, and he'd surely shove pocket pairs pre-flop. Therefore, it seems like he has a draw very, very often, or perhaps a 2 or a 3. I do call, but again, I think this might be unnecessarily marginal. There's no need to gamble. I can just chip away at these 2 players and win with less variance. So heads up now, top right. I start by opening any 2, as most players slightly overfold and under 3-bet from the big blind. King Jack, bottom left. I call pre-flop and then decide to lead out here. We're on the bubble, and so I think it's the best way to play the hand. Much better to be the aggressor. Then next hand we have Queen 7, another good situation to apply bubble pressure. With Ace 8 next hand, we should be very tight in this situation. On the button, facing players who will usually miss some of their profitable shoves. Queen 5 top left, I call from the big blind. And then I decide to lead for protection and then just end up trying to check down and win. But he does shove, so I have to fold. Queen 6 on the top right. I could call, but I decide to throw a trashy offsuit Broadway hand in there as a 3-bet bluff. I find that the first 3-bet gets through very, very often in heads-up matches, and in fact 3-bets in general just tend to work very well in heads-up matches versus tournament players. Not this time though. Queen 7 bottom left might be a tad loose, but I'm assuming that the big blind won't take his 3-bet shove opportunity as often as he perhaps should. He does this time though. King 10 bottom left, I'm again banking on the big blind not shoving enough here. If I thought he would shove a lot, I would just open shove myself there. And Jack 2 top right, I fired 2 barrels when I picked up a gut shot to go with my overcard. Jack 3 suited top right, I shove, which is profitable, But again, I think I should just min-raise or limp, because it's a marginal shove, and villain probably won't attack my limps and min-raises enough. With 9-2 off heads up, I utilise the fact that 3 bets get through heads up more than they should, and this time it does work. Bottom right, King 3 is just about good enough to call here. And 10-8, I start with a stab with my gut shot, hoping to take it down. When called, I can triple barrel bluff here for nice small sizes. 7-6 suited in the heads up. Seems like at these stack sizes, the hand will play out better if I just start with a lead. And it's always nice to just take it down with 7 high. Queen 6 suited, I think is too good to min-raise fold, so I like shoving this one. King 7 off is close, but I make a fold because he shoved pretty quickly and hasn't seemed that aggressive overall. He's very likely to have a limp range and a min-raise range, along with a shove range, and most low-stakes players miss the thinner shoves here with hands like 10-4 suited. 9-4 suited on the left would be a profitable shove with any two, but I think I can achieve basically the same thing for cheaper by raising smaller. And then it's the same thing with the King 5 offsuit. And we win the tournament on the right. Ace 3 offsuit, same thing as the other hands. I think it plays better as a raise fold. When I shove and get called, I'm behind, and I don't think they shove too many more hands than they call a shove with, so I may as well just steal the pot for cheaper. Once I get called, I bet the flop small, and I'm priced in to call a raise. On the turn, though, I think I should just fold. But he entices me in with a small bet. And the same thing on the river, I think I should still just fold. There's no need to be calling down this guy. I've seen very little aggression from him, and I'm doing just fine by chipping away at these little pots. I think this was my biggest mistake of the session, and unfortunately it did end up costing me. I definitely didn't play too well in this session, but still came out with a reasonable win rate, showing just how beatable these games are. Remember to be very aggressive when your opponents are being passive, but learn from my mistakes and try to fold when these players are being aggressive themselves. As always, if you have any questions related to this topic, or any questions at all, I offer a free coaching service in the VIP Grinders Discord server. Feel free to come in and ask anything you like. I look forward to seeing you